Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a beautiful day, but the energy in the soap universe is absolutely chaotic, and we have so much piping hot tea to unpack right now. Grab your snacks and settle in, because things are getting wild. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. I am sitting here in my bedroom at 3 a.m. My eyes are completely bloodshot from staring at the screen, and I am literally shaking because of what just dropped in the latest episode. If I don't vent about this exact moment right now, I am going to spontaneously combust and leave a pile of ashes on my gaming chair. We need to talk about Kyle Abbott. Kyle Abbott. What in the actual world was going through his head? We all know he has a massive untreated hero complex when it comes to his mother, but walking straight into a trap, Kyle is currently being held hostage by Dr. Markham while trying to rescue Diane, and I am losing my absolute mind. This is pure, unadulterated chaos, and I am oscillating between pure hype over the drama and total disbelief over this massive pivot. Literally, what is going on in Genoa City right now? Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now. Kyle Abbott has officially lost the plot, and we need to dissect the absolute foolishness of his actions. I mean, let's really break this down and look at the logistics. Diane Jenkins is in danger, which, let's be real, is just a regular Tuesday for her at this point, considering her track record. And instead of calling the Genoa City Police Department, instead of calling Chance Chancellor or even calling his own father, Jack Abbott, Kyle decides he is going to go full action hero mode. Then he just waltzes right into Dr. Markham's lair without a single backup plan, no weapon, and zero situational awareness. I am literally screaming at my screen. Did he think he was just going to politely ask a deranged medical professional to hand over his mother? The absolute audacity and sheer foolishness of this man is sending me into orbit. Yet here we are watching him get taken hostage like it's amateur hour at the community theater. Let's talk about Dr. Markham for a second because, hot take, but I am actually ascending over this villain arc. We have been begging the writers for a high-stakes, unhinged antagonist who doesn't just play boring corporate boardroom games, and Markham is delivering that creepy, clinical, sociopathic energy that we absolutely live for in daytime television. But why is he targeting Diane? What is the actual endgame here? The way Markham just effortlessly turned the tables on Kyle when Kyle thought he was pulling off this epic cinematic rescue mission was pure gold. Totally, the lighting in that scene, the eerie silence before Markham revealed he had the upper hand, the glint of the medical instruments in the background, it was giving me absolute chills. But at the same time, I am so mad at Kyle for falling for it. You are an Abbott, Kyle. Act like you have a massive trust fund, utilize your resources, and hire a private security firm. Instead, you walked into a trap like a complete amateur, and now we are all suffering the consequences of your monumental lack of judgment. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one regarding Kyle's basic survival instincts? I mean, think about the deep psychological history here. Kyle spent years mourning a mother he thought was brutally murdered because Diane faked her own death. He has deep, deep trauma regarding losing her, and he has spent his entire adult life trying to reconcile that abandonment. So psychologically, it makes sense that he would panic and rush in to save her without thinking. Mainly, his inner child is terrified of losing his mommy again. But from a tactical standpoint, it is a complete and utter disaster. He has a son. Harrison is sitting at home, probably eating cookies and playing with his toys, totally unaware that his father is currently at the mercy of a rogue doctor with a scalpel and a god complex. The stakes are astronomically high, and I am low-key terrified that someone is going to catch a stray bullet or worse before this storyline wraps up. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now. Let's drift into a quick storytime rabbit hole because this whole hostage situation is giving me major flashbacks to the golden era of soap villains. Remember when Sheila Carter used to terrorize this town and lock people in soundproof rooms? Or when Cameron Kirsten had everybody in an absolute chokehold with his psychological warfare. Remember when villains used to trap people in basements and abandoned cabins, and the mind games were just off the charts? That is the exact energy Doctor Markham is bringing to the table right now. He isn't just holding Kyle and Diane physically hostage. He is holding their entire traumatic history hostage. He knows exactly how to push their buttons and make them suffer. But let's get back to the actual tea, because the way Kyle looked when he realized he was trapped, pure cinema. The devastating realization that he didn't save his mother, but instead just gave Markham a 2-for-1 hostage deal. I cannot deal with the secondhand embarrassment. Then we have to deeply analyze Diane's reaction to all of this. Diane Jenkins, the ultimate survivor, the woman who literally came back from the dead and manipulated half the town, is now sitting there tied to a chair, watching her precious baby boy get restrained because of her mess. The guilt she must be feeling right now has to be eating her alive from the inside out. She has spent the last few years desperately trying to prove to everyone in Genoa City that she is a changed woman, that she is a good mother, and that she brings peace to the Abbott family. And now her son is facing down a psycho doctor because she couldn't keep herself out of trouble. I am literally hyperventilating thinking about the emotional fallout of this. If Kyle gets a single scratch on his perfectly moisturized face, Jack is going to absolutely lose his mind, and the entire Abbott family will fracture permanently. I am switching up my stance mid-sentence because my brain is basically a buffering wheel right now, but honestly, maybe Kyle needed this massive reality check. Yes, I said it. Kyle has been acting so arrogant lately, strutting around Jabot, thinking he can handle everything on his own, thinking he is the smartest guy in every single room he walks into. He walked into that rescue mission with pure hubris. He thought he could outsmart Dr. Markham with just his good looks and Abbott charm, and instead he got completely humbled. This is the ultimate wake-up call for him. You cannot just play superhero in real life, Kyle. This isn't a video game where you can just respawn. But at the exact same time, my heart is breaking for him because the sheer terror in his eyes was so visceral and raw. I am oscillating so hard right now, besties. I want to hug him through the screen and slap some sense into him at the exact same time. And where the heck is Jack Abbott during all of this absolute madness? Is he sitting at the Jabot offices looking at quarterly spreadsheets while his entire family is being held captive by a maniac? The pacing of this storyline is driving me absolutely insane. We need the Abbott search party mobilized yesterday. I want to see Jack, Tracy, and Ashley kicking down doors and taking names. I want Victor Newman to somehow get involved just because he loves to insert himself into Abbott drama and prove he is the superior patriarch. Could you imagine Victor sending his elite Newman security team to take out Markham while Jack is still trying to figure out how to unlock his phone? That would be the crossover event of the century. But no, right now it is just Kyle and Diane completely isolated, terrified, and at the mercy of a man who clearly has nothing left to lose. The psychological warfare happening in that room right now must be deafening. Markham is totally going to use Kyle against Diane to break her spirit. He is going to make her choose, or make her confess to some dark secret, or torture her by threatening her son's life. That is classic textbook soap opera villainy, no cap. And Kyle, bless his misguided heart, is going to try to be the tough guy. He is going to yell. He is going to threaten Markham with the Abbott name and their billions of dollars. And Markham is just going to laugh right in his face. Because money doesn't matter to a villain who has already crossed the point of no return into kidnapping and hostage taking. I am literally gripping the edge of my desk right now, just visualizing how this incredibly tense standoff is going to play out on our screens next week. The suspense is thicker than the tension at a Newman family Thanksgiving dinner. We also have to talk about the sheer audacity of the writers for dropping this massive bombshell on us right now. We are currently in the middle of all this intense corporate drama with Victor Newman taking back his empire, Lily Winters celebrating her massive victory by getting chancellor, and Phyllis Summers completely spiraling out of control after Daniel rejected her. And then, boom, we get a full-blown life or death hostage crisis out of nowhere. It is a massive tonal shift and I am absolutely here for it, but I am also completely unprepared emotionally. My nervous system cannot handle this level of stress on top of everything else happening in Genoa City. I need to trauma dump this entire experience onto you guys because nobody else in my real life understands the gravity of Kyle Abbott being held hostage. Mainly, I just want to know exactly how they are going to escape this nightmare. Is Kyle going to manage to untie himself using some hidden sharp object? Is Diane going to pull some hidden weapon out of her designer boot and take Markham down herself? Or is someone going to burst through the door at the very last second in a dramatic slow motion rescue? The suspense is literally killing me, and I am going to be refreshing my feeds every 5 seconds waiting for the next promo to drop. This franchise has me in an absolute chokehold, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But seriously, Kyle, when you get out of this, and you better get out of this alive, please, for the love of everything holy, take some intense self-defense classes, stop trying to be Batman, and put the GCPD on speed dial.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.